All right. You guys joined me this morning. I'm driving over to my chiropractor, and just gonna see if all the cameras are recording, audio's coming in. Okay. Um, it's quite sunny outside. The sun is coming from the back, so the dashboard camera will be very reflective with light coming in here from the side. And I am trying to drive for 25 miles without any intervention, hopefully, if that works. So it might be at times a boring drive, but I could have live streamed it too, but I didn't have enough time to set things up. So it is what it is. It's recorded now. I know nobody really will watch the whole video anyway on X and even on YouTube. They might not, but we see. Long drive. I don't really want to talk the whole time, so I may say something here and there, but that's pretty much it. In terms of the setup, I have it set to full self-driving, a single click, assertive. I have the automatic set speed offset, so it should figure things out. And I need to turn on my air condition because the window gets steamy here. Okay, I'm not sure what that was, but either way. Let me get this window cleaned up, and then we keep going. I mean, the camera should see things regardless. And I'm also not trying to intervene much in the way of which lane is being picked here. So I would have gotten out of this lane way earlier. And yeah, off we go. That's another thing. Previous versions of FSD would have slowed down for that car, for that white car that just made a left turn. And with V12, I have seen this not being an issue. Totally unimpressed. If there's enough time for the car to make the turn, FSD is not even slowing down. My arrival time is set to 8:55. That's okay. My appointment is at 9. So, should be good. Let's see which way we're going here. Yeah, that's fine. That's another thing. At some point you need to be able to look at the map. So it's not like you can just look at it real quick and then, oh yeah, I saw everything. And that's about it. You have to be able to see things in detail. So I don't know. It's a bit intrusive to remind you to grab the steering wheel and look ahead. If there's a big screen that has information that you might want to discover in some way. So yeah. and the car is very dirty from the outside. We had some big rainstorm, and there's mud on it, and I need to go to the car wash. So it's not necessarily the speed I would go here, 52. Most people go 55 here. Again, I'm trying not to do anything really. Let's see how that holds up. Most of the times I'm running out of patience. Like, I wouldn't pick this lane with the truck in it, but FSD is picking lanes and making decisions. So we go. Well, pick the slowest lane. So yeah, it seems FSD is on the speed limit or slightly below. So this is, yeah, no, the light is still good. Still 11 seconds. One thing that will happen for the 360 reference video, let me explain something real quick on that one too. I have a camera, a Insta360 X3 or so, and this camera is recording a surround view. So that's a separate video that I'm doing, and it's more or less like a reference to the one that is just going out the windshield, and it will have the same timing, the same lengths, and you're going to be able to, if you want to jump over to that video and pan around and look outside the left or the right or the rear as you choose, in case there's a situation where you wanted to see what was coming from the right, left, and so on, because the view to the front is just not necessarily enough sometimes. But it comes with some caveats. It will not continuously record. Every 28 minutes or 29 minutes, it will interrupt and split the file, and then it will continue recording. But there is about, I would say, a minute missing or so of the video that will just be blacked out at this point. I used to cut the videos with the main feed for the front windshield to the exact timing so that everything was continuously showing video. But again, the 360 is just for reference. It's not necessarily meant to be viewed entirely. You can, so if you want to, using a VR headset, it's quite interesting too if you do that. But nevertheless, there is a video with the GoPros that is recording continuously, so that's what it is. That's what you should watch. We should go with screen. Another thing I've noticed is version 12.3.3, which I'm currently using here, is sometimes really close to the edge. Like, we are really close to the right here, and I've seen this in Atlanta itself. Like, there's a what in the world is he doing? No indicator. We have a curb on the right hand side, and sometimes the car's getting like really close to the curb. I did not like that, so so far no intervention, and driving for 20 minutes. Well, there was some intervention before I started recording, but since the recording. Still have some dust on my dashboard. See, I personally would not choose to drive behind this trailer of a gardener, which obviously can have tiny objects on there, or the wheels could be muddy, have stones on it. If he goes over some sort of bump, they could fall out. Well, not necessarily a big issue with the speeds we're driving right now, but I I kind of tend not to be behind things that can lose things. But again, for the recording, I let FSD decide what to do. It's a very common thing here too. In Georgia, I've noticed this white SUV and the pickup truck with this trailer, they pretty much drive the same speed right next to each other, so nobody is going to be able to get around. And so people keep lining up behind us here and get some sort of impatient because they can't pass. And I have somebody riding my behind, and I'm below the speed limit, so I'm intervening in the way that I'm pushing the pedal just in order to alleviate the situation here. But I have not disengaged self-driving, just to help the people that want to get around that white SUV that is just like spot on the speed limit or below. So yeah, every now and then using a rear view mirror is not a bad thing. So there is one YouTube video where I used version 11. I'm not really sure which one specifically, going exactly the same way, and had all sorts of problems. Like on this road here, it was lane drifting, trying to go into a right turning lane in order to go straight. And I might want to look and see if I find this and reference it in this video. But so far it just worked fine here. Version 12 is pretty awesome, I have to say. And we could keep moving because there's a left turn green. Okay, that was good. I'm just looking around. I'm not really sure why it keeps complaining. And I can't really see the messages on the dashboard because of my GoPro being right in front of it. So I have to kind of look over on the side when that happens. Will YouTube copyright the music if it's being picked up on the microphone? Who knows? Mhm. Yeah, so if I get the chance to go over to, Atlanta itself, because I'm quite on the outside of Atlanta here, um, I would like to record something there because it was a bit sketchy to me. I disengaged very often, as I did not want to hit a curb with my rims. So the roads here are quite wide and, rather in a layout that is kind of, I don't know, very easy. So this is not really necessarily a challenge here for self-driving to stay in the lane. But within Atlanta, you have like shifts in the lane, and oh, good Lord, a party here for those vouchers. Um, yeah, they, you know, shift and get very narrow and so on. So it's more of a challenge there. So I'm interested to see how long we're gonna stay in this right lane, because at some point we will have to turn left in 2.1 miles. Let me see something. We are recording 23 minutes. Another thing I personally like to do when I'm driving manually is not to follow a car like this delivery car here, the van, because you can't really see anything in front of them if you're behind them. So I like to be able to see, like on the left lane, like all the sedans, I like to be able to see what the traffic is up ahead, you know, instead of being right behind something that blocks your view. And I think, the same goes for the cameras. It would be, in my opinion, a better choice to be in a lane where the cameras have a better view ahead of the road. And you can see on the display too. I mean, the only thing that we see is this one white van in front of us and no other cars. We see cars on the other lane, but not in our lane. So again, I could intervene and just signal to the left and the car would go into the other lane, but that's not the point of today's drive. We are trying to not intervene And so far I only stepped on the pedal in order to give it a little bit of a boost to the speed limit and slightly above. So let's see how this plays out. We have 0.4 miles in order to make a left turn. And we are on the right lane. Let's see how that works. What are the alternatives? Okay. Not bad. Oh, the van is coming over too. In case anybody wondering what I'm doing, since I'm not listening to music, I use the scroll wheel to satisfy the nagging. And again, I would have chosen the other lane. So this is really wearing thin here on my patience to be behind this transit here, the Ford Transit. But I'm still gonna be there in time that I need to be there. But I would have, if I would have driven myself, I would not be behind this van for the longest, and I certainly would have been in the left lane, lining up there, of those two left-turning left lanes here. So this is going to take a while, and it's a perfect point for the 360 camera to interrupt the recording. So now it will restart recording, and then there will be a little bit of time missing. And in order to synchronize the cameras right now, I will talk, and then I can edit this later and correct the timing. I like the Rivian R1S, I have to say, here on the left-hand side. It's a nice one. As far as I remember, there is a school zone here, but I'm not really sure what time the school starts. So we picked the slow lane. We're driving the speed limit exactly to the point. Again, I mean, if anybody is still watching, I really have to let you know I appreciate that you made it this far into the video and have not given up on watching it. The reason why I think it's not a bad thing to record videos in like full length is for people that have no idea about self-driving, don't have a car that has self-driving, and just to give somebody a sort of perspective of how this actually works, instead of just having like small clips of like 60 seconds here, 30 seconds here. This is, unfiltered, without any speeding up, without any, cutting it together. It's an uninterrupted stream of video of a drive with FSD. Supervised now, not beta anymore, it's supervised. And I think that's the best way for somebody to kind of envision on how that actually plays out. Before you buy into a Tesla, before you decide, do I want to have full self-driving? How is that actually working? And even if you do a test drive, I don't think that's enough time. And if you have never used it before, I would really much argue that you get too scared and you will disengage quite often. Oh, we are finally leaving the van behind here, okay. With my lonely self here driving about 2 miles over the speed limit. The speedometer is not correct on the Tesla. It over-reports. So GPS speed is probably 47 or 46 point something. Okay, so what actually happened at this point is my GoPro for the windshield was overheating and turned off. And so now I put the cooling fan on it, and the whole plan of not cutting this video and have a uninterrupted drive didn't happen, so I had to disengage in order to pull over and set things up. And it was actually right before the school zone when that happened, and I don't have a recording of it other than just my dashboard, which doesn't really help you much. Didn't think it would be an issue, but it gets warmer, so GoPro's overheating is a problem now again. And I couldn't wait for too long because my appointment is at 9, and so now I'm arriving at 9:05, which is still fine, but things didn't go as planned, so a bit disappointed about that. But most of you will not even know, because the majority of the people don't even watch this part of the video anymore, so they would never know what actually happened. So we need to turn right. I'm not really sure what the plan is. Okay. Oh, do we go through this area? Yeah, okay. The last time I went this way was with version 11 as well, and it was kind of interesting. Let's put it this way. I had to help out a lot on intersections, and I'm pretty sure the person behind me is not happy about my driving right now, but I'm on FSD, so blame the car. I should have a sticker, blame the car, not me. FSD. So yeah, note to myself, use the cooling fan again. So let's see if we are actually making our way here. Yeah, awesome. That's what I would have done, and the car did it. So yeah, the last time I came this way on this intersection here, it took a while, I think, to get around. I'm not sure if that's on the recording, but I think, well, it's a while ago. Because it's hard to see here to the right, and that's not an always stop. And yeah, V11 had some issues here. Nice Amazon van. So cars come fast here from the right, and you can't really see anything. And V11 had some issues with it. So we made it. And then there was another issue on the next stop sign. Again, that's not an always stop, it is just for us. And as much as it is nice to have green hedges and trees and whatnot, it's difficult for the car to see. Okay, not bad. It was a little bit jumpy at first, but then it didn't go. and I'm almost there. So once I get there, I will shut off things real quickly and run in. I'm German, so coming to an appointment late is a really big issue to me. I am very much on point with things, so I wanted to at least have some more recording, even though I should have just continued right away here and get here in time. So let's see. I don't think the car will park itself. Never had that happening to me. There was a stop, but okay, which way are we going? We made it. Okay, park. Don't have the time for that. Back again, and I am driving back now, so let's do this. Opposite direction, probably a lot of sun in the camera, and I'm not sure why we go this way. That wasn't necessary. Okay. But maybe not a bad way. So yeah, there would have been a way shorter way to get out of here, but I guess the car was disoriented. Again, long video, not necessarily. Maybe I split it in 2 videos. Well, I don't know. So let's see. The plan is to not intervene or disengage. I may occasionally intervene. By the way, this is a very difficult left turn here, and I'm not sure why we're not signaling, but it's very hard to see to both sides. There's somebody coming, and cars are going quite fast here, so that was okay. Hit the branch, laying on the road. So yeah, plan again is not to intervene and not to help out in any way, and let the car do what the car does with FSD Supervised. Going to go to the car wash and back to work. And seems like I do need some sunglasses. Are we stopping? Okay. Anybody who would be new to FSD would have panicked at this point, because the speed was quite high and we obviously needed to come to a stop, but it took a second. And we missed the light. So yeah, most of the drive now will be against the sun. I'm not sure how well this will work. And we see. This is interesting. How can this be now? 30 miles and before it was more. Huh. Well, what do you know? I used to have a storage unit right here on extra space storage. Didn't live too far away from here, that's why I'm still going to this chiropractor. So one thing for sure now, I wouldn't have gone through that pothole. One thing for sure is FSD version 12 takes off faster on intersections. So it's not as, you know, kind of that slow drive anymore. It actually gets up to speed. Also, when you make a turn, after left turn or right turn, once that turn finished, it takes off. So yeah, the sun is shining. I'm just looking to see the preview of the camera here in the mirror. It seems to be okay. Yeah. Okay, this seems to be new here. And we come to a stop. I see more and more Rivians now here in Atlanta. Can't wait for them to open up the factory here. I'm sure a lot of people will get one then. Okay, that was good. And the Jeep Wrangler behind me still made it too. On that yellow light. There wasn't even any hesitation, like change of speed or so. Which lane are we picking? Left lane, okay. I forgot to look up my YouTube channel. I wanted to find out which video it was when I came back from the chiropractor. Exactly this way. In case any of you are wondering, yes, I have my heated seat on. I like it warm. And I have the heated steering wheel on. I forgot my sweater, and it was slightly chilly at the chiropractor, so I'm trying to warm up right now. Very sensitive to the cold. I'm from Germany. I did not grow up with air conditioning everywhere, so I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around cold air blowing on me at all times. So are we blocking the intersection or not? No, we are not. Awesome. That's good. Well, the sun is kind of high, so it may be okay for the video. We have to see. And part of this drive will be on the interstate, so if you're interested in Zenday, Sarah Krippner, I guess that's where you have to go. Is that Instagram? If any of you is looking this up, then yes, advertisement on your car works. And another thing I wanted to say, again, if you are still watching, thank you for still watching. It is not very exciting. That's what traffic is. You wait on the red light, you go for a little bit, you stop again. The lady next to me, I guess, was trying to get some fly or so out of her car using a paper bag. So that's quite a distance to the car in front of us. Okay, here we go. A little bit of acceleration. If you look at my feet, you can see I'm not even close to a pedal at this point. I kind of like to have my foot over the pedal though, in order to, you know, be ready to intervene, but sometimes, if not really need be, then I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I remember the last time I came here, there was something, the car was trying to change lanes and some lady came out on the of the parking lot or so, or driveway from a business, and the car was aiming directly at her and it didn't seem to stop, so I had to intervene and hit the brakes. I might want to see if I can find that video. Maybe just insert it, overlay it, or whichever way, have a link to it. Also, since I'm from Germany, I am still attached to the metric system. I measure in Celsius, and I use the 24-hour clock. So I do use miles on my display, but I am not familiar. Even though I'm here for a long time, I'm still not really familiar with Fahrenheit. My phone has it set to Celsius, so I'm looking up temperatures in Celsius. So 24 degrees Celsius is whatever it is in Fahrenheit. I have no idea. And so far, no intervention, no pushing of the pedal. We are still good. I have to say it's quite relaxing. So are we going over here? Okay. No signal. Interesting. I would have signaled. One thing I have to say, it is quite relaxing to use FSD and not worry about the speed limit and which way to go, and just kind of enjoy the scenery. When I'm driving to California, to Palm Springs, that's one thing I really enjoy, you know, not having to, okay, are we stopping? Yeah. Rather hard stop. Yeah, I enjoy just sitting there, driving, not having to deal with focusing, holding the steering wheel, looking straight ahead. That's so exhausting, so much fatigue that you experience. any car that has some sort of driver assistant where you don't have to. I would really love to have not even having to touch the steering wheel anymore, so, and just enjoy driving. So what are we doing right now? Going above the speed limit, but there are a lot of people that would go faster. They are all lined up behind me. So let's see, either the car is going over to the right by itself. If not, well, there's plenty of opportunity for people to go. No, it's going over. Okay, well, not bad. Off we go. Let the people pass. And another Rivian R1S. Huh, interesting. Was on the left hand side. I have to say I'm very relieved that this whole lane drifting has been fixed with version 12. It was so annoying, always going into these right turning lanes and you know, not being able to just follow the route is it made it unusable. You couldn't really use FSD in areas like this. It would constantly just go into a turning lane. Finally over. So we do have to turn left soon, but the car is still sticking to the right lane, so let's see. And I will not correct it if it misses the turn. We obviously have other opportunities to recover from that, but let's just see what the decision is here. So it's using the slowing down technique. Okay. At least we're signaling, oh, this is close to the curb. At least we're signaling early enough and not just slowing down. How it used to be in version 11, the car would slow down drastically sometimes and then start indicating. I feel tempted to intervene here and push the pedal because the pickup truck is still hanging halfway on the other lane, but again, I'm trying not to at this point. Usually I would, pull up a bit more in order to take care of people behind me. By the way, if anybody's still watching, there is a supercharger on the left-hand side coming up. I think you can see it on my map. Actually, the blue label is on top of it. But there's a supercharger, a V3 supercharger here on the left-hand side. And if you can stretch it to this one, if you go through Atlanta on 85, do yourself a favor, go to this one. Don't go to the one in Beaufort. And we need to stop. Don't go to the one in Beaufort because this one here is a V3. The one in Beaufort is a V2, and you share charging there quite a lot. It's never really empty. If you are on the go, you want to go to this one here. Definitely. Faster speeds. Oh wow, I did not expect that. I would have done that too, driving myself, but that was good. So now we need to go into the left lane in order to be on the interstate. Very human-like. Not bad. So far, no intervention. I wonder if FSD can read "please be patient, student driver," or more a student driver. Please be patient. The P and S is covered. I don't see the traffic lights, so I'm not really sure if the car is slowing down because of this. So there goes the 360, splitting the file again. I will help out. I'm just pulling up a little bit here because there are still people in that lane. Like if the car behind me would do the same, everybody making their turn from that exit would have an easier time. People, look into your rear view mirror every now and then and try to see what's going on behind you. If you leave half a car length of gap, everybody leaving such a large gap it may just lead to somebody being on the intersection and not being able to pull up enough. So one little tiny intervention of pulling up closer. And we have green. Interesting here on the right hand side. I'm not sure if you saw the guy on that little tiny moped or whatever that was, a scooter, electric scooter, so I don't know. So I will not touch anything at this point. I will not adjust the speed. Let's just see what the car is doing. Usually I'm here in that express lane, which is free for me with a Tesla and a green license plate. But there's no way to get into it from here, so I have to be in those lanes that are most often full. And then that express lane takes you all the way over here on the left hand side, over that bridge, coming back next to us here. Very impressive, 65 miles an hour on a 70 miles per hour speed limit. Almost being taken over by a truck. The car would not necessarily know that I can be in this lane. Yeah, I think so. I set it up on the navigation. Yep. Into the express lane. So here the express lane will end, and we need to merge in with the traffic here next to us. I try to manually kind of adjust it when I'm driving myself to aim for a gap or pass a few cars. As you can see, the guy in front of us is having some issues. And one thing, it's kind of interesting, FSD is clinging to the left yellow line here and then drifts over, so it's not necessarily recognizing those arrows and is moving over to the right. But either way, no harm done here. I think that works. And one thing that seems to be very, I don't know, it's like everybody loves driving in the left lane, so I'm doing the same right now. Not sure if FSD learned from it or so, but there's no real reason for me to be in this lane, and I will intervene now and actually go over. Is it going? Yeah. Because the guys behind me want to go faster. So that's the second intervention at this point. But still no disengagement. Yeah, I would really love for the car to go into the middle lane by itself right now. There's no need to be in the left lane. I don't really have anybody pressing me right now, but I'm pretty sure if I would get out of the way, they would go around. So again, third intervention here, going back into the middle lane. So I think Tesla needs to work on not hogging the left lane. That's not really a good thing. There's no need for me to be in the left lane right now. Actually, I could even be in the right lane, which, if you do, Tesla is getting you out of there and says, has a message taking you out of the rightmost lane. So but honestly, we should be in the right lane here. actually, let me see if I can. I'm just adding a target here right now because damn it, didn't want to enter trip. I'm just adding a target here because I want to still swing by the post office and going the street way real quick. And I will adjust my route once I'm taking this exit here. Seems they're getting ready here to do some construction. Okay. Somebody's car broke down. So we could make a turn on red, but we need to pull forward to see something. Actually, it's empty. We could go. It's a bit slow. And we should take the very left lane. Yes. Thank you. And I'm gonna put in, where are we here? Oh, put in the post office to go there. I'm gonna edit my trip and remove this one. No intervention, no disengagement. Well, intervention in terms of speed, but yeah. Lanes and so on, but either way. So here I have numerous videos on YouTube where the car had been lane drifting. So on the right hand side there is a little bit of a road or whatever, and the car would go into this right lane here, make the right turn because it had to at this point, and then swing all the way around, come out in the back and do it again in a loop. And as you can see, the speed limit here is 55, so it was actually scary to drive like 60 miles an hour, then drift into the right turning lane and come to a really hard stop, and the car is kind of like trying to figure out, do I go right, do I go back? And if you wouldn't pay attention, it's really bad. And then it would drift into those left turning lanes here too. Never really made a left turn, but it was just going back, but it was insane. Version 11, pretty much any of those versions would do that. So that is gone. Really haven't seen a lane drift at all. Again, drifting in here. let's see how it does here. There's a right turn coming up, and it would always slow down and then indicate. So it's, well, it was almost simultaneously slowing down and indicating, but version 11 would slow down and eventually indicate. I would accelerate in order to still make it with the green light, because the speed limit is 35. Let me do that. Too late. But pretty much everybody drives like this, so I don't think anybody will notice what I did by being tardy here. The cooling fan for my GoPro is ripping, so I guess the camera is getting hot. Come on, go. They turn. So we reach the post office in a little bit. I have a car behind me. Usually what happens is that the car is trying to go in where this car just came out here, where the white car is. Not today. And it would actually miss it, so I have to go in here manually. Okay. Let me jump in here.